from Topsham. And I'm wondering, with the skyrocketing cost of fuel, what sort of resources are being put towards more sustainable forms of transportation, such as public transportation, buses, building new bike lanes, and things like that?
In the state of Maine, we have some of the most independent people in the country. We are not afraid to travel, and many people in Maine would rather travel in their own car than travel in public transportation. While I favor and I support a public transportation system, better particularly passenger rail, the financial situation with the state of Maine is such that, as I said earlier, we're looking at a decade before we even start looking at those type of problems. Those type of programs. Right now, we're trying to address the problem we're faced with now: potholes, fixing roads, those type of things. Now, when I was in Washington in February, we met with President Obama. I asked that exact question: what are we going to do about oil? And the president made the comment that this country can sustain a $5 a gallon price of oil, price of gas. I disagreed with him in this sense. I said, you folks make public policy in Washington at 30,000 feet. If you're a governor, you make them knee-high in mud. So the issue is, the predictions are right now that by Memorial Day, we'll have a $4 a gallon of gasoline. By Labor Day, a $5 a gallon of gasoline. My recommendations to you, because this is artificial. It's an artificial $5 a gallon. It does not need to be there. The governor of Alaska told me they could push another 600,000 barrels of oil through the existing infrastructure daily. But the federal government says they can't, they won't permit it. So we just simply need to tell the federal government, our legislators and our congressmen, if you believe that a $5 a gallon of gas is too much, or by the way, $5 a gallon of heating oil next fall is too much, we ought to be calling your congressmen and your senators, which I have been doing virtually daily. I know that Senator Collins and Senator Snow are doing all they can to try to convince the administration that we need more domestic drilling. Now, it's one thing to say we have to go to alternatives like wind and tidal and solar and all that, but that's not going to drive our cars because the technology for the cars isn't there yet. We're at least 10 to 15 years away to have efficient electric cars. So we're still going to be dependent on fossil fuel to operate our cars. In the state of Maine, unlike many states in the Union, we are heavily dependent on heating oil. We are about 80% of our homes are heated by oil. I am working very hard at trying to figure out a way to get natural gas down into other parts of the state so that we can have competition against oil. And we have it's a clean, natural gas is clean burning, it's efficient, and there's an abundance of it. So it's a matter of an abundance in the sense that for the next 10 to 15 years, while the other technologies are refined and made commercially viable. So at the present time, a governor can do little, if anything, about heating oil, about gasoline, except ask the legislature to take all taxes off heating oil come this fall, which I am going to do. I'm also going to ask them to lower, to have a moratorium on fuel taxes, because we really cannot afford $5 gallons of gasoline. It's going to cost us a lot of jobs.